head-to-head is going to be so interesting to see, especially because it felt like Nork was getting better and better, whereas Searson, outside of that great 1v3 with the P250 that started and then like went amazingly, he needs to kind of get back to the form that we're used to seeing from him. Even though he had a great game in the beginning, it was as it got closer, as the rounds meant more and more, it felt like you could see the pressure getting to him.
And given that Nip won the knife round, we're obviously presuming they're going to be playing on the CT side first. I kind of want to get your predictions on this one.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't do that to me, Frankie.
I'm
going to
go big.
I'm going to go big. Why not? Right? You know, I feel like maybe that one exhausted them a little bit, but you know, what can you even say at this point? How can you even know what's going to happen? They don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Frankie, what's your prediction?
I'm going to say, because I think last time we saw Nip play on Miage, Twist still adjusting to his position. Yeah. We did see him pick up the AWP, so maybe he's going to be secondary on this one. We're going to have to wait and see, but not for much longer, because we're going to head straight into the pistol round. It's all to play for. The spot in ESL 1 Cologne is in the balance. Who's it going to be?
This is no longer a game of Counter-Strike. This is a marathon. This is an endurance test, and we're going to see who can hold on the longest. They played a hell of a lot of rounds in this series so far. Forget the first map was a stomp. NIP have warmed up. They're bringing the power. They're bringing the heat. Let's go Miage.
Took us 3 hours to get here and 54 rounds of CS on Nuke, but here it is, the old dusty Miage that we're all so familiar with. And let's see, Tizian up through connector fast in this round with a jungle smoke to accompany this push, but the rest of the gang are up through short, and Twist will bite the dust. Down goes Plopsky as well, and B has fallen, but Nork and Hampus getting a killer piece on opposing sides of the map have made this feel doable in the 3-on-3.
Yeah, NIP now having the realization that, wait, these aren't 3-round halves, these are 15-round halves. We have to deal with this all game long, and Keto is making it a quick affair with a P250 entry into B, shutting down both rotations, and Searson catches Rez mid-air. Big. A nice little B execute to start things off and take the pistol round in their favor.
And so in that death segment, Frankie was saying how, you know, like neither one of these teams wants to go home. Well, that's true because it's ESL 1 Cologne. No one wants to leave it. But you think about what this means to these teams. You look down NIP. This is an organization that's synonymous with this event. And then like for two individuals in particular, in Hampus and Nork, this is their first Cologne. They've only ever played in Gamers Legion in qualifiers. They've never been at the main event. So they want to keep that dream burning. And for Big, they're a German team. They're on home soil. They want to relive the 2018 glory days, but this time do it right. And they're coming off the back of an online season that's been so great to them. So much riding on this for both of these teams. Hampus down here, one of the guys in question that I was saying this probably means a lot to. Opening this round up with a Deagle, but he's lost teammates over here in middle, leaving them now in a 3-on-4 in spite of this force buy.
And back to the B site for Big. They've got up catwalk and there's no one to stop them. Those rotates are getting into B at the nick of time. Rez with the Deagle and Twist tucked on the car, getting spammed down by the Glills. You can hear them rattling, tattling off. Tabson gets a double kill, and Hampus has found a Galil, but it's not going to be put to much use here as the bomb's already planted. He's got Keto dead to right, and well, now he's trying to escape with that AK dropped up on the catwalk. Big don't want to make it easy for him, though, and Tizian has already begun the hunt. Oh, dear, Hampus. Patient play. He knows he doesn't have to rush away, but with all the time it ticks off, Searson gets closer, and even though he dies, Tizian can trade, grabbing the AK. Only the MAC-10 lost. Not a big problem for Big. And now NIP, a little eco before we get into those gun rounds. Even as Zeus on Plopsky as well. So let's see where he's taking that one.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm down for as much silence as I can, because if this game goes on as long as the last one, I might not have a voice left for the rest of the ESL 1 Cologne. Now, let's see. We'll keep it nice, we'll keep it calm. Hampus and Plopsky here at the V-Bomb site. A zoom on Plopsky, but it never sees the light of day. And so B now belongs to Biggs. And Tara's coming in with another, and this is nice. It's clean, it's exactly how it should be. I'm very happy about that. And Searson's making a lot of money so he can buy this AWP up as soon as possible, which will likely be coming out in this follow-up round for Big.
Exactly what you want. And yeah, that head-to-head. I feel like we didn't get a lot of Nork versus Searson on Nuke, right? But I think this is the map where that could change, where we could finally have some head-to-head AWPing, right? More standard positions. T's going middle with theirs. Peeking connector for Nork in this half, or fighting window. More likely to get those battles in rather than close range secret control and B executes. There's a 4K from Searson, really making that moolah. Could even stick with it, right? If you want, you know that even showing that Mac 10 in that round puts pressure on NIP to spend more money on head armor, so they don't have that happen to them. And so that's a bit of a mind game coming into this one. It's early days. We'll see what Searson decides to do as he sweeps his way through the B site in the previous.
So Hugo, how do we settle who we're billing for the throat medicine we're going to need? Is it just the loser of this series? I think that's a fair way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hold him to it. Keto gonna hold down Rez up in Palace, and Hampus comes in with a response. It's a 4-on-4. Orc
there it is.
tries to flick down to Searson, but Searson comes out ahead. So that man advantage going back in favor of Big. Twist in the meantime has thrown a bit of a twist into this round as he goes aggressive in through the B apartments. While he does now assume that this side of the map is clear, that's a bit of misinformation. And the only kill that might present itself is this one onto Keto. As now the B site falls into the hands of Big, it's going to be a 3-on-3 retake for the NIP guys.
tabseN's trying to take market, an aggressive position that Plopsky is delaying his rotation to. Twist with the smoke. I don't know if he could even see Tizian, but he hears the plant, and that's all he needs, taking him down off of the site. tabseN still waiting for this lurk out the back. Twist getting wall-banged by Searson, his second kill of the round. I love this delay from Plopsky, but tabseN is so aware. He's so ready for it. As soon as he moves away, they swap spots. And Plopsky's now been seen. tabseN deletes him from the round. Hampus in the same position that they just cleared. They weren't ready for it. Looking at short. Hampus now in the one-on-one. tabseN picking up a Galil. There is a kit on Hampus. He's going to put the smoke on the bottom. He needs to go a bit wider and might force a spray from tabseN. He's holding his own. Finally going for some shots, swinging out, and Hampus wins the battle. Great patience there. Could have just stick the defuse. Might have even gotten away with it, given the angle that tabseN took. But regardless, it's a round win for NIP. Hampus even saves the AWP as well. Nork may have died in the ladder room last time, but it's going to give him a second try with that weapon. And also this from Twist, the timing. Oh, not that Keto expected him there, but that was a very, very good check from him. And hey, again, you know, maybe Twist can see through that. Even though we can't, smokes render differently on Spectator than they do Client. So there's a chance, regardless. Twist with a big round, finding two. And that was something that, again, Frankie brought up, which was when we saw NIP the other day on this map against OG, Twist, his inaugural game without the AWP, he really struggled. He had a really, really rough time on that B-bomb site. Obviously, it's a hard spot to play and one that you're constantly just rotate into A retakes. But against OG, they had a lot of cat takes, as we've already seen from Big. And so Twist was getting very much pressured and, you know, removed from rounds. So already seeing him have a nice little 2K there, saving NIP in the apartments, sets us up for a good game.
NIP looking to take ramp control away from Big. And they also move into Palace. This is great. NIP, they've just unlocked a heap of information. It's like they found some lost archives. They know exactly what's happening in this round now. They've cleared the apartments. They've cleared ramp. They know it's not A. And so now these players in B, they're ready for what's about to come their way. And there's two fast flanks ready to come through. A leg from Nork helps Plopsky solidify that kill. The only X factor here is Tabson through short, and Nork deals with it well. Looking to put even more on the tally here, but he does get wrapped by Keto, who follows up with another. And so we're into this 2-on-2. Rez and Hampus, they have been sneaking all round long through T-spawn around the world, and they drop the bomb as it's getting planted. Zentares never spots the double palace play either, apartments rather, and Keto now gets it down to the 1v1. He expects, he reads, and now tagged down low. Just Rez still to beat, but he's dodging the shots right now. 35 seconds. Rez is going to swing for the peak, and he finds the kill to put that second round on the board for NIP.
Oh, they're already setting a precedent, Harry. These really quick flanks coming through the B apartments have caught Big off both times now. And, well, NIP, you know that Big are going to be constantly watching their back moving into this B site in the future. Whether that comes to help or hurt them, we'll have to wait and see. Back and forth, 3-2 in the favor of Big. NIP looking to equal up that score as they control the money. Big do not. It's pistols, and it's out the A site. Not fast, but early. As all 5 players set outside the ramp. Tabson with a con smoke, and he's going to double flash as well. Walk with a missed shot, has to fall off. He's got no armor as well. So these PT-50s can just churn through him. Plopsky coming through the connector smoke, and all these CTs facing. I love the confidence from NIP, right? Obviously, we saw a lot of just very quick rounds and people bringing the fight on the CT side of Nuke, but not fearful of the pistols, knowing they shouldn't let Big get the bomb plant unless they absolutely have to. That's going to be the score equaled up. Searson coming back in with the AWP. Facing off once again against Nork.
Hampus runs the gauntlet early on and gets that nade out. Tabson gets caught crossing. The rest of Big setting up here outside of the A site. Nork already posted up on Palace, and he could have another kill ready to come his way. Keto doesn't know it, but he's a matter of pixels away from certain death. Does back off, and now Zentares sneaking out through ramp has gotten pretty deep within this A site. Nork's back in CT. There's a man hidden on firebox as well. That's going to be Hampus looking to play into this round a little bit later now as this A side play looks to come through. Hampus blindsides one, gets the information that Zentares is there, and Zentares needed that kill really, because now he's stuck here in sandwich. The flash is good. Zentares just about getting away with his life, but they know that they've got him trapped here out in sandwich. The flash is leaving everyone on Big blind, and this retake might not even be a retake. This bomb can't get into the site. It gets dropped crossing on Tizian. Tizian. A nice kill from Quito, but it all falls onto Zintares, not usually an AWPer. Here he is trying to don it, but Plopsky gets the better of him. And so NIP, they're going to take the lead as they scavenge a 4th round. Big calling in a very early tactical timeout here.
Yeah, when it feels too good to be true, it often is, right? Zintares getting so deep, clearing sandwich, clearing under, clearing, you know, Tetris, and not seeing anyone peek CT either. Whereas Hampus hidden at the back of the site. Hampus even flashes after he sees Zintares and peeks with the flash, not after, not as it pops, but as he throws it. Zintares turns around and then flicks back as he realizes what he's done and gets that kill. Despite that, NIP still have all the rotations towards A. They've been very quick to rotate. The communication has looked really, really good. Not just the B flanks, but everyone surrounding A right there. And Twist getting boosted up in the jungle above that smoke was a bit of a problem for Big trying to cross the bomb to the site. Plopsky is mobile as he moves across the room to fist bump. They're just swapping setups, you know. Threat, play this round for me. But yeah, Big broke again. It's going to be back to pistols. Bouncing that molly into the window. It's a nice way of doing it. Worth noting, we're seeing Plopsky play Van in a lot of these rounds. That's where Twist was in the game that he really struggled. So that maybe there's already been some adjustments, some changes here for NIP on this B site, and right now the results are showing a full shutdown on the B rush. Big get no one in, 1 man out of the apartment, but the rest die up in the window. You saw nothing, close your eyes. And 5-3.
I was just finishing the script off for the rest of this game.
Yeah, this one's going to 5 OTs. Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, funnily enough, Tom Eric told me, our producer told me right before the game, oh yeah, you know, as each OT happens, on every other OT we go to a break. You know, so for 1 OT, for 3 OTs, for 5 OTs, and I jokingly said like, yeah, I mean, sure, I'll be ready when we go to 5 OTs for that. Well, we almost did. He almost jinxed.
That was why they put it in the script, man. You can hear them in the other room just typing away, getting it all on there, right? Tizian holding these lower tunnels, and he's looking to flip this script here with an early kill onto Rez, but Twist has moved in through the upper halls and deals with Tizian well. So immediately into a 4-on-4. I love this aggression that we're seeing from NIP, because immediately Big's hands are tied. They've got to commit to an A play. They've lost the apartments. And now they kind of know, like with someone so deep, at least they have a chance of getting into A with a very slow rotation. But this is more than what NIP are ready for, right? They've cleared out B. They know it's not mid. They know it's not B. There's only one site left in the map. So they've just hunkered down with everyone here. Searson getting himself another Nork, chiming in with one from CT. Searson trying to go up and over to deal with the AWP at the back of the site, and he will. Swinging out at stairs is Quito, and he falls, leaving Searson in the hot seat. 1v2 required the moment he stands up. Nasty surprise as Twist gets the better of him there. It's a defuse for NIP and a 6th round on the board as they now go double to that of Big's 3.
Yeah, it may have been Plopsky fighting from the top, but it's Twist to steal it away through the woodwork. NIP, these has been some lovely retakes so far in this map. They are looking very much in control, and this would be heartbreaking for Big to lose here, right? Think back to, if you can remember, many months ago at the start of this series, Big dominated NIP on the Ninjas map pick, and that was Vertigo, 16-5 after a 12-3 CT side. We then go to Nuke. Big have a lovely start, a 9-6 side. It looks all in control, and NIP, they just keep on giving. They never stop fragging, and now in the lead, in control of the finale of an elimination match, keep in mind. Nice shot from Searson. He's following up, both through the smoke, and Big, well, you hear them, well, they hear me talking down on them, and they pick it right back up, not going down without a fight.
Twist now has to make a bit of a stand here inside of the B site while he does deal with Tabson. This is where Tizian's meant to wrap in through the apartments. Twist, another kill. Twists and turns, but Tizian out from the apartments has dealt with him. And we're into this 1v2. Zantares a long way away from home, a long way away from this B bomb site. And with Hampus rooting in through these lower tunnels, he could cut off Zantares in rotation, at which point this is down to a 1v1. So this fight here matters the most, and Hampus isn't ready for it. Why would you be? It's big, just about getting that 4th round up on the board. Some nice quick footwork from Searson to open the round up, and try as Twist might to hold on. It's not enough.
Oh, beautiful shots. The AWPs have been very exciting in this series, as they often are, especially with this change from NIP to move a Twist away from the primary AWP and Norg onto it. Not seen Hampus picking it up all too much, but he was prolifically AWPing back on, especially Inferno, and even at times on Mirage in that OG series to start off Cologne. You have no need for 2 AWPers, although Keto has shown his hand at it back on Vertigo as well. Not here, not now. Scout for Searson, saving a bit of money. Too poor for the AWP, and setting up smokes towards B. Twist is back up on the car. Plopsky is nowhere to be seen in the window, and Rez has just left on rotation, so NIP not very much expecting this B play, but maybe they should be. They've got a deep ramp setup. They have a lot of information. Tabson getting smoked. I think Zantares threw that from the B apartments to set him up. Not Zantares, someone else. But regardless of the play is in. Plopsky finds one on ladder, and now they can be ready for the B play. Great shot. Following up into the apartments drop, and Twist is holding his own on the bench as well. He's going to get mollied out, smokes it to stay alive, and Plopsky is on the run for a 4K. He's going to go out wide, receiving a tag, but it doesn't matter. 2 HP, 4 kills, 7 rounds, all these numbers looking good for the Ninjas.
This is unreal. Like, think about it, because Hugo, you touched upon it, right? Like, Vertigo, NIP just looked out of it. Like, this looked like they didn't come into the day ready for the challenge that is this big squad. And then Nuke, it is a brawl. They managed to pull it back on Big's map pick. And now here on Mirage, toe-to-toe versus Big, who are currently ranked 1 in the world, right, after a very successful time since moving online. And it's an age-old idiom that the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and that could be the case for Big. Hampus hidden in this smoke. No one is ready for it, and so Hampus just tears them apart. The B play cut down as Twist finishes it off, and it's 8 on the board for NIP.
Yeah, I haven't seen someone do that since Sunny and Mouse Sports, right? Pushing Cat, getting in that smoke and just hiding and listening to footsteps. Not that Big made any, but he made the right call. He made the read that they walked right past. And Twist is definitely looking far more comfortable on this B bomb site, right? He's not dying immediately on car or getting mollied out. He played, he sprays down 2 from the van this time, but in the round prior, he hides on the bench, Big double molly him, he smokes the molly, he just lets Plopsky do the work, and sometimes that's all it is at B, it's just staying alive, it's stalling, dropping your smoke, going full taco, and backing up towards the bench. Great work. Plopsky through the smoke is opening up this round into middle, and right through the smoke bin, they run the gauntlet. Maybe not going too well for them. Hampus is slaughtering right now. Look at his KD, 17 and 7. He might want to one up that. Citizens on the other side, and Hampus throwing in the nade. Bit of damage as well. Citizen, oh, he can't even hit the shot. Rez just domes him, and this is looking like a fresh NIP, a warmed up NIP. How could you not be after 54 rounds on the previous map?
Proud Boys that are blossoming for Big right now. They are the only two in double digits over in the Big side of things. It's the old boys. It's the ones that we've come to know and love. Zentares, Tabs, and Tizian with 10 kills between them. Both getting out-fragged individually, as a 3 by the individuals of Keto and Searson, and we need everyone in Big showing up if they want to get this one over the line, because NIP, they're not here to play around. They're not playing games anymore. They are looking to send Big home.
I love that call towards B. They quickly crouch next to Plat and boost Plopsky up. So he is in the B apartments and pushing deep before Big are even ready for him. He mows them down, and he gets out alive as well. It's only pistols for Big, but they're really getting made mincemeat of. NIP have everything under control. A is open for the taking, but playing from CT, it's a retake setup for NIP, and well, that's assuming they let the bomb go down, which is maybe the wrong assumption to make with them fighting from CT. Nork is covering the cross with his AWP, and even if he misses and Big get close, Plopsky, Rez is here as well. Oh dear, they both take fights. Rez falls short. Nork with the AWP. Oh dear, the knife's out. Oh, so close. But yeah, so far. What else can you do when you run out of ammo? It's going to be 10-4 here for NIP.
If you want to know how dominant these rounds have been, money is always a good kind of telling point there. Yeah. Plopsky with max cash, you know, if it weren't for buying the nades here.
In the last 4 rounds, NIP have lost 1 player.
So that is just incredibly dominant. And like someone like Rez, right, who's 3 and 8, hasn't even had to do a hell of a lot because the rest of the team have been. Yeah. He put in his work back on Nuke. And so now he's got his legs up. He's relaxing. They're ready for this B play once more. Twist boosted in. Going aggressive. Gets out of there. And that's because Rez has already opened up onto Zentares, going aggressive in Palace. This aggression from NIP, Big just don't look ready for it at all. Tabson now creeping on out, trying to get revenge for his fallen comrade in the fall of Zentares. And while he does get it, Nork's immediately there to keep this in the favor of NIP. Hampus even spots the mid play. He sees the players looking to meander their way in towards this B site, but still NIP a too strong hold here at the B side. They boost up Searson. Big, they need more. It definitely feels like they need more still. And 5-10, even that is hard enough. The molly forces the peak, but a missed shot. Plopsky, still a nuisance, still a threat. Does get bested by Tizian, but it's Twist who's proving to be the problem right now. Leaves it just on the AWP for Big and into the window. He misses the jump. Little does he know it. That's just saved his life, albeit momentarily, because Nork is still there. It's NIP with 11, Big with 4. And this first half draws to a close in a very dominant fashion. NIP, they're trying to flip this script. Can they get it done? Join us in just a moment to find out.
me that way. It broke my heart to see. It's too hard, it don't come easy. I went dark, I lost it right away. And when it starts, God knows what I'll say. In my head, I had good reason. I went red so unexpectedly. I should have said that sometimes happens to me. It was a moment of darkness, a moment in time that I regret for being so heartless. It was a moment of darkness.
Well, we were in the big house and we did have a life sentence back on Nuke, but it's been downgraded here. A very, very fast half of play on Mirage. NIP 11-4 up as they look to send Big home. Their favorite here in this matchup, and now the script has been flipped. Big, they're on the back foot, and it's looking like a fast B play from NIP to kickstart this pistol round.
Resenhammer's looking to take the short rotation. We got 3 in the apps, and it looks like Tabson is ready for them. He's anticipating the push, but actually Zantara is still feeling his way. They haven't showed their hand yet, apart from a couple of smokes on the B site. Rotation hasn't been called in for the 2 A players yet. Ooh. And the fights begin, Harry.
Yeah, Nork's opened up, but no one's cleared out Tabson. The flash is good, and he almost taps down another. That could have made all the difference, but they do go back, and they deal with Tabson. Tizzy and Keto, 2 on 3, and if this pistol round eludes Big, it could be a very fast, anticlimactic ending to this elimination best of 3. Tizian rounding the corner, looking to get stuck in, trying to close the distance, and one of them gets spotted there by Nork. Both players now inside of the site, and Hopsky just deletes them. The round is over, and NIP, they get the pistol, they go 12-4 up. This comeback for Big now becomes even more insurmountable.
Yeah, that is a huge round to lose. It felt like Big were late to the B site as well. They're in spawn buying, sneaking over, I guess by design, but even though Tabson has a great position that doesn't get checked, he has to go wide to stop the plant, and it is covered. Boy, oh boy, NIP, you got to hats off to them. They've kept this up. They've kept up the energy. They've not dropped off despite getting wrecked on their map pick. And right now they are in pole position to kick Big out of ESL 1 Cologne 2020. Can they do it though? Will it be that easy?
Oh, B play. Some Tares and Tizzy in here to try and hold the line. Keto rotating in over it short, but both players falling right away. Leave Tizian in the hot seat, and it's very hot indeed. tabseN doesn't stand the test of time, and this leaves syrsoN all alone in the 1v3. He's armed with a scout. This man has become synonymous with this weapon, but not this time around. Twist gets the better of him. NIP up against the force buy. They find another round, and so for Big, it's an eco. Likely going to have to give over 14 before that full buy ever even arrives.
I don't think I've seen any emotion out of Nork in this entire series. We've had him on camera like 1,000 times, and he has just looked the same. He is so chill, so relaxed, so cool, calm, and collected. And yeah, NIP, they have reason to be 13-4 and a near full eco from Big. Just a few pistol upgrades and a flash and smoke. It's going to be the A-site crunch for NIP. They're not waiting around, and they're running them down. Hampus in the connector. Couple of kills from the P250 as Antares. There's actually a team flash from Rez that caught Nork out. Could that cost them? Potentially, but the pistols are all that's left. tabseN, right place, right time, takes the shot. There's a player above him. tabseN, he could have saved the round, but he's only going to get one. And I don't want to take anything away from Big here, but it does feel like exhaustion looks to be setting in. Obviously, same game played for NIP. They were in the same map, you know, the same 4 overtimes on Nuke, and everyone reacts differently, but this is not looking like the Big that we usually see on Miage, that we've seen all series long. And NIP, they are taking full advantage of that and slamming their face in the dirt.
Coming here off the back of a victory at DreamHack Masters Spring, Big, they were looking poised to finally have that dream of another run in Cologne, to relive the glory of 2018. And now it might all end on day 3 of the event. NIP, from a slow start to the day to a strong finish, if they are able to get this over the line. Big, they are up against overwhelming odds, 4-14. They need 10 in a row to equalize this one up. They need 12 in a row if they wanted to end it in regulation. And already they've lost a man early on. It's Antares getting picked up. One of the keys to this Big squad already removed. NIP, the pressure's off. 5-on-4. Flashing towards mid, gives tabseN the repeat, but he still gets bested by Rez. It's falling apart piece by piece for Big. And now 3v5 as this bomb starts to make its way in through the apartments.
Yeah, I think Big have already realized the penny's beginning to drop. syrsoN in the connector pushes the smoke, but that is not going to work wonders. Hampus low, still lives to fight another day. Tizian needs a mow down. There's a great spray, but he won't get the second kill. And at this point, every shot matters. Rez is dead as well. Tizian versus 2 low HP players, and he's going to be able to hold his own. Standing tall, staying alive. Keto coming in through the middle. The AWP is going to get spotted and tapped, but no significant damage. Tizian has 20 seconds. He sees the barrel. He can spray. He can pray, and he might be able to ace. It's done.
Tizian's kept them in it. Tizian's denied map point to NIP. It's 5 kills for Tizian. He's so dependable in these situations, and he still wants to turn it around here on Miage. 5-14. It's not going to be easy. But if we can rely on Tizian to anchor this B bomb site in this fashion, then maybe there's still a glimmer of hope. But at this point, it really is a glimmer. They need 9 more in a row like that to tie us up. Partial investment in from NIP. A hero AK on Hampus, and it's going to make its way out here at A ramp.
Oh,
Goes blow for blow with Keto and doesn't come out ahead. Now 3v5. NIP just with pistols and maybe a 6th round locked and loaded for Big.
Oh, boosteroo. Not going to go into the window. Plopsky just kind of hang it around on the edge, waiting for a kill to come his way. If you're NIP here, just take your time, mate. Just sweat them out, make Big get nervous, look for someone over-aggressing or making a mistake. You have such a lead. You have so much time. There's absolutely no rush. Rez is clearing out close positions. No one's even spotting this. Now, Xantares might check this on a timing, but he's got his eyes on the window right now. Oh, the timing does not work for him. Propsky spots him now. These close players can look to overwhelm. Twist with one, but oh dear, smoke in his hands. Xantares trying to fight back with his own sidearm. Needs to reload here, but that smoke buys him time and gives him cover. Hizzy and hiding at the back of the site. Not just a B player, he's out here on A as well. The last thing they expected as the bomb gets dropped in the open. Good stuff for Big, in control of this round once again, but not for long. Propsky finding one through the gap in the smoke and looking to fight into middle. The flash does nothing to Tabson up close, and Searson holds the cross to the bomb.
Oh. Rez trying to play the trigger discipline and doesn't have that shot in time. Searson holding down the line. It's 6 for Big. Still a ways to go. Cannot stress that enough. But these are the building blocks. These are the foundations being laid by Big right now. And then they've got to try and build the big house atop of it. NIP in with another buy. Mac 10 on Hampus. Rifles on the other 4. Double AWP set up being bought out for Big. One of those on Keto, the other on Searson, as you come to expect.
Look at those 3 smoke sleeves spawn very quickly. NIP, they're looking for a rush into this A site, and they're going to be splitting it from 2 in the middle.
They slow it right down. They've actually completely halted. Searson, waiting in window, he sees that smoke, and now he knows that there's a man in this window area. Twist has dodged the nade and stays alive for now, but Keto and Tabson make quick work of the ramp play. Big, is this it? Is this the resurrection of the big boys? A little bit late in the game, but still in with a chance. Hampus there delivering one, but this should be the trade from Keto. Hampus giving it a little bit more room, but is that going to be enough? With a player in lower, this kill should be locked in for Big, and indeed it is. Twist now very far away. With only the AK and 2 points of health.
As much as this comeback is attainable, it's doable. We've seen Big do it before. This is the map that they pulled a comeback on against G2 in that DreamHack Masters finals that you talked about. But the worry is, you know, as soon as a kill comes through, as soon as you lose a man, the worry that things could all just come unraveling. Big, back on Nuke at 27-26, had a 5-on-3 advantage. It was theirs for the taking. A 5th overtime was round the corner. NIP picked up a 3-on-5 to take us here to Miage to close out the map. So Big have been burned before. They don't want to assume anything. They don't want to make the mistake of, you know, thinking, you know, they've already won a round. They'll be taking things safe and slow, as is Twist in this save. 10 seconds in B. He's going to get away with it. Big are trying to hunt down this gun, trying to deny any money, but they are far too far away from this man in the under. So it will be 7 for Big regardless, but an AK saved onto an eco round. Last time we saw this buy from Mip, it was Hampus walking out a ramp, and the rest of NIP up in the B apartments with that bomb. So do they want to use the AK to open up a site and push behind it, or do they want to send it out on a lone scavenger mission, a lurk? Have to wait and see. There's not going to be a lot of money here for Nip. Again, you can take the risk of force buying at this scoreline, but I don't see, you know, threat or Hampus making that call at this point. There's no need to. It's not like you know Big have low money or anything. They've got guns to fall back on. Double AWP again. They have this hero AK up in the apartments with the rest of the gang. Nork is lurking on A with a Glock, hoping he gets some information or a push down the ramp towards him.
Oh, Hampus with the deagle.
Oh no, not like this.
From a flashbang that's just arriving a little too late, and Twist gets the kill. Oh, big. They've tried to stumble back to their feet, but it's sticking in the landing that can sometimes be the hardest part. 5-on-3, double AWP as well. If this comes down to a retake, that is anything but ideal. They need to somehow chip away at NIP before that bomb goes down. And this is why I love what NiP are doing right here, right now. The only thing they've got going for them still is the man advantage here. And they're doing everything they can to deny any kind of information, any kind of kill over to Big to give them an edge in this round. Now, Searson taking this control of B apartments at least gives that two-man hold over towards A the security to know that B is not the site in question right now. 30 seconds and almost everyone coming through Palace for NIP. Tizian, this man has been who we've been able to rely on time and time again, but this time he falls right away. Keto almost caught with a nade out back in CT. This could be the end for Big. Keto will nail the shot. The bomb gets planted. It's double AWP in the retake. This is never ideal, but can these two hold on for Big?
No.
They can't. It's 15 for NIP. Match and series point. The money of Big is down in the dumpster. This now could get snatched away from them on the back of a partial investment from NIP.
This is the worry, right? All it takes is that kill, that one opener that can change everything. And Keto, he unscopes twice towards Palace and immediately gets peeked by the player with the AK, I think it was Twist, right after it, both times. That is just so unfortunate. And it's going to cost Big more than they could ever imagine. Look at this buy. This is dire. This is not what you want against your tournament elimination lifeline. Searson with a scout up in the apartments, fully flashed out. His barrel could stick out. They could be ready for this. They're just going to wallbang him. They know he's there. And now Twist elevating the pace off the back of that kill. Tabson's gone as well. NIP looking like they're about to send Big home.
Oh, Tizian's been given a second chance for that missed shot from Nork. Keto digging out Hampus. Tizian, can he deliver again? Last time at B, he was on for the ace. This time, getting pressured. Tizian another, but it's a 2-on-2. He's done as best he can. It falls to Keto and Zintares to keep the ESL 1 Cologne dream for Big alive that little bit longer. Bomb drop. Not rushing the plant around NIP, and this could work in their favor. They spot the man in the apartments. That's Keto. Knocks himself with smoke, but Nork through it, leaves it onto Zintares, who's now in a 1v2 of a lifetime. If there ever was a time for a vintage performance from this man, it is now. Deeg out rushing the site, trying as best he can to find these kills, but Zintares getting whittled down piece by piece, and there he falls. NIP, they send Big home, and they take this series 2-1. Dominant on Miage. NIP, they beat the Big boys, they send them packing, and the dreams of a 2018 revival for Big are out the window. NiP, what a performance, what a series, and it's hard to say it, but there's still more games to come. Why would you be anywhere else but right here, right now, watching this game? Join us after a quick break, because we'll be back with even more.
'Cause nobody else is showing any empathy. Rudely awake and quiet undertaking. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy. Thinking everybody, even you's an enemy. Brutally awake and quiet undertaking. Did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. If I am so wrong and so gone, miserable, won't you stick around just for some be visible? But you don't know, you don't care. Leave me to suffer, erase all the doubt, pouring Jack in my mouth, and a love with enough of the pain and the drugs to be present for no all right now. I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I don't wanna fight it. It's time to let it go. It's time to lose your inhibition, developing a blind ambition. If you got a match, just go ahead and light it. I wanna see where this is going. We're done with playing games, knowing.
Before the break, it was heartbreak for our home nation of Germany as Big failed to go the distance, and the Ninjas sent them out of ESL 1 Cologne after really just having more stamina. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your Mountain Dew Game Fuel post-match, and it's quite a surprise to me personally, boys, that the Ninjas managed to put in such an effortless display on Miage, because really, judging by the first two maps, it looked like it was Big's to lose.
Yeah, they looked pooped by the end of things, right? Like that T side for Big fell flat, 4 rounds and 4 kills for each of the 3 OGs of Big. We're talking Xantares, Tizzy, and Tabson, absolutely silent, right? Great game from NIP, and again, both of them played the previous map. Both of them must have been exhausted from what was Nuke, but NIP held themselves together far better going into that third.
Yeah, it felt like Big kept trying to get back into that like groove that they'd established earlier on, which was like, you know, a lot of like calculated aggression here and there, and that just wasn't working at all. on Mirage, right? So many of those rounds, like thinking about the one at 14 that made all the difference where they lose to that partial buy. It's Zentares trying to peek into the apartments that gives up that first kill. The moment that happens, you see like the worry in Big, right? They go 4-on-5 up against 14 with elimination on the line, and suddenly it's just chaos. Everyone's caught out of position, and one by one, it falls apart. It felt like the nerves, and you know, you understand why. It just felt like the nerves really started to get to Big towards the end there.
Well, one player who was ice cold and entirely consistent throughout that series was young Plopsky, and he is with us now for the Mountain Dew Game Fuel post-match interview. Always a pleasure to talk to Nico. And I have to ask you, Plopsky, that start on Vertigo, yes, you showed up. Hampus did everything he could, but the rest of the team, it was a little bit of a slow start. Why was that?
I'm not really sure why, because we prepared. I thought we prepared really well. Like we had a little bit of practice session before the game, and yeah, we prepared for the game. And I don't know, it just the energy was really slow on Vertigo, at least the first half. Then we started to get going a little bit on the second half, but yeah, I mean, we couldn't really get anything more. And then after the Vertigo, we just had a like small talk that we gotta give it our all, and just push like the energy and everything. And I mean, yeah, the nuke was pretty intense, but our energy was really high the last two maps. Like every round, it was very high, and I think that's why we won today.
Plopsky, I want to know a bit more about Twist, because we saw him struggling since that AWP change. It felt like the other day, right? He didn't quite have the impact we were looking for. What kind of changes did you guys look to make? Because today he performed great in the server, and it was a real treat to see.
Yeah, I mean, we changed the Twist and Knock to Knock the main op, and the Twist like more of a support slash lurk role. And I mean, Twist has played op his whole life. I mean career.
Feels like a lifetime.
I mean, it takes a little bit of time for him to get used to playing the more of support slash lurk role, which we all understand that we're all like fully supporting him and everything. I mean, everyone has bad days, and yesterday was maybe his off day, or you know, something like that. And but today, like, we all played really good, and yeah, I'm really happy.
Plopsky, Nuke was a barn burner, and you mentioned that you still had high energy coming into Mirage. Firstly, how do you keep that energy after playing 54 rounds on one map? And secondly, do you think that impacted Big, right? They seem pretty slow on Mirage as the third map. Do you think they ran out of steam?
I mean, maybe like the Mirage game felt really quick. Like the first half felt like 20 minutes. But we were just like really pumped. We were like, yeah, we're gonna win this now, and you know, we gave it our all. And I don't know, we just had so much energy. Maybe because we didn't have so much energy on Vertigo, so we had it for the last two maps. I don't know, but I don't know what happened really. We just had a small talk, and then boom, we were so talkative, and like everyone was so like so good at communicating and everything. Like it just felt really smooth.
Well, good luck with your next matches. I say matches. Hopefully, you're going to get through your next one as well, Plopsky. Congratulations on keeping your place here at ESL 1 Cologne. For you guys, you need to stick around because there's a chance for you to win too, because very shortly we're going to have our DHL drop of the day. That's going to take place during our next series, which is going to be Fnatic versus Heretics.
Intel Gamer Days is on now. Whether you're looking to buy or build, now is a great time to upgrade. Get limited time offers and giveaways from top names in PC gaming. Unleash elite gaming performance with systems featuring new 10th Gen Intel Core processors and bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game optimizations for a mightier PC experience. Act now. Intel Gamer Days is only here for a limited time.
If you want to know what you're good at, and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?